To assemble your Joey, you're going to need a power screwdriver with a number 2 bit, a hammer, and if you don't have a power screwdriver, we do recommend a Phillips head, manual screwdriver. We also do recommend some WD-40. You can spray them into the metal pieces and it just helps the cam bolts go in a little bit easier. So these are the tools you'll need to build your Joey. In step 1, you want to gather your parts A, your part G, which will be flat. We've already added the casters, so this will be flat. Your 2L, your K, your Z, your X, your D panel, your K2, and your K1 panels. And so starting out with your panels A, G, L, K, Z, and X, you are going to screw in your cam bolts, in your C1 cam bolts, and notice placement here. They're going to go into the metal holes, not the dowel holes, so make sure you're screwing them into the proper metal fitting. On panel A, there are 6 of them, 2 at the top, 2 on the side, and 2 on the bottom. Panel G, the same thing, 6, 2 in the top, 2 on the side, and 2 on the bottom. On your 2L panels, there are 4, 2 on the bottom, 2 at the top. K, 2 at the bottom, 2 at the top. On your Z, there are 2. On your X, there are also 2. Once you've completed that, you're going to move to step 2 and you're going to get your wood dowels and you're going to place your wood dowels in the hole. And you'll notice here, here's your cam. There's a hole in front of it and next to it is an empty hole. You want to make sure you're not putting the dowel in this. It will not work. This is actually where your cam bolt will eventually go. So you're going to put it next to it. So always make sure your placement is next to the cam. So on panel D, there are 8 total. There are 2 on each side of this. We do send along some glue. So you want to glue the end of this and pop it in, but only glue one side. So on panel D, you're going to put 8 of the wood dowels. On panels K2, you're going to do 2. On K1, you're also going to do 2. On your panel Z, you're going to do 4, top and bottom. And on your panel X, you're going to do 4, top and bottom. On step 1, parts 3 and 4, you're going to get your part L, your front piece here, and you're going to get your lock trim. Pop that through the pre-drilled hole. On the back side, you're going to put your lock using your S1 screws. Just screw it on, and it should look like this when it's done. You'll have keys as well for it. So you want to make sure once you've installed your lock that when you turn it counterclockwise that it's up, because that'll turn the mechanism in the inside so it locks, and when you're unlocking it that it's on the down position. On step 2, you're going to get your X, your D, and your Z panels, and you're going to seat them together. So you'll notice here your cam bolt and your dowels. You just want to line them up. Well, lining them up. There we go. Line them up, and then you need to turn the cams 180, and you're going to do this 4 times, 2 on each side, and then over here as well. Step 3, you're going to get your G panel and you're going to seat it into your X, D, and Z panels. And essentially you're just lining it up and pounding it down like we've done in the past, and then using your screwdriver to tighten the cams 180 clockwise. But before you do that, you need to remove 2 screws from the drawer runner, because in the back here there is a cam that you can't get to, and the only way to get to it is you have to remove 2 of the screws. So remove on both sides 2 screws, leave 1 in there so it stays on, and that way you can tighten down that cam. We're going to skip ahead a little bit here, and we're going to do step 3, part 3. On your G panel, before you flip it over to put the top on, you're going to grab your T2 casters with your B4 washer, and you're simply going to insert them in the bottom here and screw them on. So do all 4 on your panel G, and once you've done that, we can flip it over to put your A part on for part 2. Step 3, part 2, you want to find your A, and you flip this all back over so we're sitting on our G with the casters. You're going to line up again your cams and dowels and press it down, and line them all up, and then again take your screwdriver and tighten these cams. There's 6 total that you need to do. And once you've done that to all 6, you need to remember to attach your runners with the screws. I do recommend using some wood glue, you know, squish it onto the screw and then screw it back into the pre-drilled holes. That way it'll fill in any indents. We're going to combine steps 4, 5, 6, and 7 because it's doing the drawers. And so once you do one, it's the same on all of them. So we're showing you on the bigger drawer. So you're going to gather your K panel, K1, K2, K3, and your bottom L4 panel. And essentially you're going to seat them all together. And one of the things you need to notice is the little groove. So line all of these up so that the groove is all the way around, and that's how you slide your L4 panel in there. But what we find easiest is to screw together your K1, K2 panels to your K3. So you'll get your S2 screws, screw those on, 1, 2, 3, on the back here, 1, 2, 3, slide in your L4 panel, and then you're gonna line up your cams and your bolts and tighten those down. And it should look like, once you're completed, it'll look like a drawer just like this. Pop your handles on, and you've got 3 drawers that you can now put in your completed Joey.